I have no idea what today's video is going to be about. I've got so many buyers coming in and they all want to buy a house sight unseen. Buying a house sight unseen. That's a brilliant idea. So this is one of the things that I would not necessarily advocate for in a more balanced market. I get it. Buying a house is an intense thing, especially if it's your first one, or even if it's like your third house. It's still intense. Really, we get it. It's a big deal buying a house, so why would you ever consider buying a house sight unseen? However, in this particular extremely limited market that we're in 2021, and really projecting forward into the future because of things like technology and virtual showings and even video, and yes, because of COVID and people relocating because they can, and there, I said it, we're talking COVID, even though I'd rather not. Buying a house sight unseen is way more common than you might think. A recent report from Redfin, and I'd rather not talk about them either, cites that nearly 2/3 of buyers wrote offers sight unseen in 2020. In my mind, that's bananas. But then again, I wrote an offer sight unseen this year, and it was for a home that was in the town that I lived in. I wasn't even traveling, so Right, as I said, 2/3 is a huge number. And another article that I found talked about 2019, where 45% of people wrote offers sight unseen. So the trend is upward. Anyway, in the event you find yourself potentially needing to write an offer sight unseen in the future, here are a few tips and tricks. All right, first, let's talk about non-negotiables, okay? We're talking the details of what you're looking for, right? Bedrooms, bathrooms, if you have to have the fourth bedroom, if you have to have the office, if you have to have the third car garage. Yeah. These are things that must be known up front so that you can tailor your search to be more specific to what you're actually looking for. Next, let's get pre-approved. Be sure to have a great local lender on the ground ready to pounce. Again, think about it. One of the reasons why you would need to write an offer sight unseen is because maybe you live, kind of a ways away or out of town, and the market's so hot right now that you're going to have to be able to make a decision very, very quickly. We're seeing homes hit the market and within a matter of a few hours have multiple offers on the property. So it's really important to be ready to pull the trigger when you've found that perfect property that actually ticks all of the boxes. And the lender needs to be available to provide you with that custom local pre-approval. It's also important to use a local lender because when the seller is comparing all of those offers, they're going to be doing it with their agent. And when they see trusted local lenders are on the other side of the transaction, it's going to weigh heavier than some autofill online lender who has no ties to Central Oregon or the buyer. See, the local lender has a reputation to uphold, and they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that they can perform. The online guys, well, I could tell you stories, but I don't have that much time. Number 3, if we're keeping track, it'll be important to have a great agent. And remember, there are agents everywhere from all walks of life. So find an agent who's experienced in what you're looking for and where you're looking. An agent who is actively hustling in this extremely competitive market. Right now, we are writing offers every single week in this market and have our finger pretty directly on the pulse. Plus, an agent that'll really go the extra mile for you. Take you on a video tour of the house. Make sure you get a good perspective of the house, how it feels on the inside and how it is from the outside. Listing photos, although they look great, they're designed to sell, and they're all about framing the right perspective. Sometimes the front photo looks great, but what you don't realize is because of how the photographer framed it, it's actually right next to a freeway. So make sure your agent knows how to use a camera. So make sure your agent can handle a camera. Dang it. Step, let's see, carry the two, whatever. Tour the area. If you can, try to at least visit the area that you're planning on moving to. Sounds obvious, but if you can, some people can't, it's important because you want to get a good idea of what the area is like, which parts of town you like better. Here in Bend, it's pretty easy to divide up the town into quadrants. You've got northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest. And then drive through a few of the key neighborhoods that you do have interest in within your price range. Also, when you do find a house you're considering, be sure to take a look at Google Maps, not just the drive-by, but the actual satellite, and figure out where some of the, collector and arterial streets are, and see how far away particular locations and other stores are, like gas stations and coffee shops. You'll be surprised how close everything is from, well, everywhere else. Okay, now one of the last steps is how you minimize risk. Nobody wants to make a bad decision here. It's our job to look out for your best interest. And a big part of that is how we negotiate the contract. There are what I like to call get out of jail free cards, although they're not always free, in every offer, which can help buyers protect their earnest money and also have the chance to fully vet the property. Depending on your particular situation, you could build in a physical walkthrough to make sure that you see your house within the 10-day or 12-day inspection period, and perhaps fly out and have the chance to actually see the property, or not. A strong agent that is dedicated to your best interest, as we all should be, will take the time to film the house in detail. We personally take the time to upload these videos to YouTube on a private link where our buyers can watch them over and over again over the course of the escrow period, so they can make sure they understand, where things are gonna go, where they're gonna put their furniture, things like that, to really give the buyer the comfort in knowing what they're actually purchasing. Really, we've seen it both ways. In some cases, buyers are fine with the videos that we're able to provide and the inspection and the inspector's photos and the condition of the house, and they don't need to see the home at all until moving day, and that's the first time that they get it to come in and see their brand new home. Closing. No, you do not need to be here to close. Yes, you can close almost anywhere in the world, as long as we can get a notary there. Once again, if you're considering making a move to Central Oregon and want some more information, you can always give us a call, text, or email. And consider subscribing to our page. We post new videos every single week about Central Oregon, the area, and how to be more informed when it comes to buying or selling real estate. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.